In this video, we'll be looking at another way for solving quadratic equations. This is kind of like a fail-safe option that always works. So we're looking at 3.2. Solving using the quadratic formula. So there's a formula we can use that lets us just plug in our a, b, and c values, and then we simplify, and we'll know what x is supposed to equal. So our central question will be, how do I solve using the quadratic formula? So first, we'll start with what is the quadratic formula? So if I have my standard form, where we're looking at ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. The quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c. And we'll divide all of this by 2 times a. And we'll see that because it's plus or minus, we'll get when we add these two values together, and we'll get one answer, and then when we subtract these two values, we'll get one answer. So let's try to use this. Say I have the equation x squared minus 12x equals negative 20. Well, my first step is rewrite the equation so it equals 0. And that we just use our kind of solving techniques to do that. So if I have the equation x squared minus 12x equals negative 20, I can add 20 to both sides. And now I have x squared minus 12x plus 20 equals 0. Step 2. Identify the a, b, and c values and plug in. plug into the formula. So let's identify our a, b, and c values. What's the number in front of x squared? Well, it's that hidden 1. And then our b value, the number in front of our x, is a negative 12. And then our c value is 20. So I got the 1 from the x squared, the b value is negative 12 in front of the x, and then our c value is 20. Now I'm going to plug this in to our quadratic formula. My b's, my a, my c, and then my a. So I'm going to have x equals negative b is negative 12, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times my a value, so I'm doing 4 times a, which is 1, times my c value being 20. I'm going to take all of this and divide it by 2 times my a value, which is 1. So we just plugged in to our formula, negative b plus or minus the square root of my b squared minus 4 times my a times my c. Then I'm going to divide all of that by 2 times my a. And then all we do from here is simplify. So I'm going to have x equals a negative 12 becomes positive 12, plus or minus. I have my giant square root symbol. I go negative 12 to the second power is 144. Minus 4 times 1 times 20 is 80. And then eventually we will divide by 2 times 1 is 2. I'm continuing to simplify. Now I have x equals 12 plus or minus 144, the square root of 144 minus 80 is 64. And then I'll eventually divide that by 2. The square root of 64 is 8. So now I have x equals 12 plus or minus 8 over 2. Now this is where we split into our two possibilities. X equals 12 plus 8 divided by 2, or x equals 12 minus 8 divided by 2. Simplifying, 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. And then we get x equals 12 minus 8 is 4, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. And that's how we can use the quadratic formula to help us solve quadratic equations. We first get it equal to 0, then we plug into our formula, and then we simplify. We'll practice a lot more of these tomorrow, but thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.